Greeting, everyone, family, friends, and YouTube fans. Welcome to Reaping the Blessing Garden Resort. I'm Missionary Aguillard, the host and CEO. My passion in life is to walk divinely in the gifts, the calling, and potential that God has given, and to serve, and to share, and inspire. My mission. Are you walking in the mission where God has called you? My mission as missionary is to serve in the capacity where God has called me to serve. Serving as the host and CEO at Reaping the Blessing Garden Resort is a wonderful experience. Thank God for the gifts, the calling, the potential, and thank God for the mission. At this time, I'm going to be sharing with you how to frame inspirational quotes or inspirational scriptures. Before I move further into sharing the idea of how to actually frame the inspirational quotes or scriptures, I'm going to share with you some completed arts and craft work that I have done already that is that is displayed throughout the garden resort in different rooms. And first I will start with this framed scripture. This scripture comes from the 23rd Psalms and the first verse. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. And this one is displayed in my former dining room, and it has a gold frame. And inside of here, I use scrapbook paper to create this decorative look inside this frame. A second one I have displayed in my foyer area on the table. When you first walk into Reaping the Blessing Garden Resort, you will see these two framed scriptures here in my foyer on a round table. This one comes from Psalms 34:8. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man that trusts in him. And surely we are blessed when we trust in the Lord. And this is one of my favorite scriptures that I quote a lot. And the second one is, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, soul, and mind. Matthew 22:37. So these are in identical frames, these two scriptures here. And they're posted, they are displayed in my foyer on the round table as you come in. You can see them when you first enter into the garden resort. So those are just a few inspirational scriptures that I have hung or displayed throughout the garden resort. So in this arts and craft idea, I'm going to be once again showing you how to create a decorative frame with scriptures matted on scrapbook paper. And these are going to be going in my quote, sometimes I call it family room, and sometimes I call it sitting room, depends on who's going to be utilizing the room. So I have two of these inspirational quotes that I was inspired to write, and I'm going to share them with you. And then I will share with you how to mat them on scrapbook paper to create a decorative look to go inside a frame. So here I have one of my quotes. I'll read it to you, and I'll show you these once we get through the completed arts and craft idea. This one is titled Peace Beyond the Moment. In a garden, your soul will find peace in the moment, but in God, your soul will find everlasting peace that passes all understanding. Philippians 4 and 7. A second one that I was inspired, a second quote that I was inspired to write is titled Everlasting Peace. In the midst of Reaping the Blessing Garden Resort, I discovered peace beyond the moment that's everlasting in God. Supporting scripture, John 14 and 27. So I thank God for inspiring me to write these two inspirational quotes and blessing me to be able to share them with my family, friends, and YouTube fans. So I hope you like this idea, and I hope that you can utilize it someday in your favorite room or wherever you would like to utilize it. So let's get started with the arts and craft idea. First, I'm going to go over the material that I use for this idea. You're going to need scrapbook paper. I have white scrapbook paper, and I have red with checkered designs on it, and I have black scrapbook paper. This here is actually blue, but it's in my design I use black, so I'm gonna be using this. It's sort of close to black, but I'll be using this for the demonstration. So you would need red, white, and black paper for this particular arts and craft idea. If you want to make it identical to this idea, you can use any color paper that you like to your liking for this idea. These colors were utilized because that's the color scheme in my quote sitting room. So I wanted to continue with that color scheme in my inspirational quote frame artwork that I was going to place in or hang in my family room on the walls. And there's another video that you will see titled Peace, I believe it's titled Peace in the Moment or Peace Beyond the Moment. Tune into that video and you will see this particular idea. You will see the completed artwork hung on the walls in Reaping the Blessing Garden Resort sitting room. So let's get, and also you will need scissors. You will need, these are regular scissors, and then you will need scrapbook scissors. These scissors have special decorative teeth so that when you cut your paper, it will give it a decorative edge on all four sides. And you will need a pen or a pencil. I like to write with ink pen, so if you going to use an ink pen, you may not mess up, but make sure you have some extra scrapbook paper. And you also will need this is a fine point permanent marker. And you will need some glue. So, first, what I'm going to do now, your black paper, you're not going to cut the corners at all. And this will be cut depending on the size of your frame that you're going to frame it in. So, with my decorative red paper, I'm going to cut the corners with my scrapbook scissors. Now, I came up with this idea, if I fold it, then I only have to cut twice rather than cutting 4 times, all 4 corners. And this assure that I get them even. So I'm going to cut that corner, and then I'm going to cut this corner. And now I have my, as you can see, going from just a pointed angle corner, I have decorative corners, edges on all 4 sides of my red scrapbook paper. I'm going to do the same thing for my white scrapbook paper as well. And now, as you can see, I have 4 decorative corners on my white scrapbook paper. And on this paper is where I'm going to write my inspirational quote or your scriptures or whatever you decide you want to write on it. And then I'm going to take my glue. I'm getting ready to mat these papers now. So what you would do, first you will put your glue on the back of your red paper. You put your glue on the back of your red paper, and then you will mat it to the center of your black paper. And so there we have that matted to the center of the black paper. And then you would take your white paper where your inspirational quote or scripture is going to be on, and you will mat that on top of your red paper. I'm a perfectionist. Everything has to be perfect. Everything. That's just me as an artist. I'm very artistic. So, and now we have your black paper at the very back, and you have your red paper against the black paper, and then you have your white paper on the very top where you're going to write your inspirational quote or scriptures. And here's one that I have finished, and I have my inspirational quote on here, peace beyond the moment. And once you get it to this point, then you will put it inside your frame. So I'm going to put this inside my frame at this point. Okay, now I have it inside my frame. And I'm going to come to a close, and I'm going to read both of these again in closing. Peace beyond the moment. In a garden, your soul will find peace in the moment, but in God, your soul will find everlasting peace that passes all understanding. Philippians 4:7. That's one completed frame with my inspirational quote in it. And here's the second one. Everlasting peace. In the midst of reaping the blessing garden resort, I discovered peace beyond the moment. That's everlasting in God. John 14:27. I hope you like these ideals. Please don't forget to support the development of Reaping the Blessing Garden Resort and subscribe. And once again, thank you for joining me for this arts and craft ideal at Reaping the Blessing Garden Resort.